Hello, it's me, the newly refurbished Tom Servo.
And me, the newly refurbished Crow T Robot, with my new articulated eyes.
Woo! Dude, that freaks me out. Woo! Well, we kid.
Yes, the real reason we're here
Is to reveal this year's choice of movie for Mystery Anime Theater 3000 at Otakon 2013.
That's right. Drum roll, please. The movie is...
We interrupt this program for a special report. Dale Evans did not write Jesus Loves Me. The confusion arose because he wrote a song entitled The Bible Tells Me So. We now return you to your regularly scheduled program, already in progress.
Face down the edge of the sailor's uniform.
Until the word modeling is almost totally obscured.
Yeah, like I was really going to reveal that. Anyway, I thought I'd show off the newly refurbished robots. Yeah, my knees are getting kind of cramped. Let's move somewhere else. Ah, that's better. Now, since I shot that, I made a few more modifications. I made these extenders, which raise them to the height of an average table.
See? Table. Oh, look, they're holding hands, don't you know?
At least I hope the table at the BCC will be roughly the same height.
They're normally held together with cotter pins, and both labeled and color-coded.
At the very least, they'll be a little bit easier for the puppeteers to handle. I locked Crow's arms in this position using these cable ties. Now, it's not perfect. If I want to get them out of this position, I'll have to cut his cable ties. And, well, if it turns out we want to do a sketch that requires his arms be in another position, we'll worry about that when we get to it. Stop everything! I just found these. Quick Strip Milli-Tie all-in-one tie solution makes any tie from 1/4 inch upwards. Reusable, releasable, economic. Manufactured in USA with foreign and domestic components. Loop through and sell. Pull snug to secure. Cut and reuse remaining strip. Or rethread tongue to release. That actually doesn't sound as reusable as I thought. Stupid hidden instructions. You don't like it when you try to remove the staples at Radio Shack. Janken Pon! Okay. Ha! Hey, I figured it out. Make sure that the tail still exists and wrap it behind here. And, Bob's your uncle. Or Bernhard's your uncle. Whatever. Tom's neck is now much easier to move thanks to this. Canbot, could you put that up on Still Store? Ah, I wasted that line already. Real tough Teflon dagger paste thread sealant. Makes leak-proof joints, which is not really the problem. The important part is that it's non-hardening, it lubricates, and it wipes clean. And I have a feeling I'll be wiping it clean a lot. I thought I'd discuss the construction of the bots a little bit. Let's start with Tom. He's a lot easier. His head is, of course, a Carousel Executive Snack Dispenser, though they dropped the word executive. You may remember that I bought 4 of them. Now, they have changed a little bit since I constructed this guy. Immediately noticeable is that it is a different shade of red. Close enough. Bigger problem is the fact the head merely unscrews. Whereas with the earlier model, you had to very carefully pry and cut the head off, making sure not to break anything. And then, after you removed it, this is Tom's stunt head, you take the cap from a second dispenser, carefully turn it into a ring, and then put the ring on top of the neck stump. Just pretend this one has a hole in it. Ah! Jump cut! Oh, well, there's a hole anyway. Make sure you glue the ring in there.
And remove any imperfections with contour putty and paint.
Then you remove the lid, invert the head, and put it in the new retaining ring. It looks similar to this. The problem with the new head is that's the problem. Now you might ask why I don't just install the new head onto the old body. Well, several reasons. One is I want the retaining ring. I want to be able to interchange heads. Regular head. Regular head. Theater head.
I will not bow to any sponsor.
And the other reason is authenticity, which is kind of strange considering that it's not a money lover's barrel.
Therefore, I have to secure the lid using some hot glue to pad out the space.
I don't want to just glue it on because I want to be able to remove the
to remove the top of the lid, if I so choose, so I can put stuff in his head. Now to make sure the head stays in there, brush the rim with some cyanoacrylate. That'll give it a rough surface. And then once that dries, use some rubber cement. Again, let it dry. Do the same to the inside of the ring. Wish I'd thought of that before this happened. Not again. That's why Tom now has a second stunt head. I got 3 spares. I can make one time for the show. Now, his body is actually a thermos. Actually, I don't know if it was a thermos brand.
Actually, I'm pretty sure it was Igloo. In fact, this might be the modern version of the device I used. Obviously, I removed the white part. And the old version just happened to have a circular indentation on the bottom that was just the right size.
The bottom is not actually a boo bowl, but similar dimensions, and this, of course, is just your foam rubber. I kind of messed up in the back. That's why that marks the back. The shoulders are authentic. They are the hoods from
An ever-ready 108 floating lantern.
painted white. The hands are, well, I bought a pair of doll arms and legs,
I've still got the legs!
and then I cut the hands off, spray painted them white. These springs are the springs from a pole lamp. And, well, initially I just painted black lines, and eventually I got these vacuum-formed trains from Joe Pro. Technically, they're authentic rather than a recreation, because the real one, they're vacuum-formed. So, until this year, he did not have a chest unit. The real Tom has a toy engine block, and I tried to find one that would match, and then I bought this model kit, which had 2 engine blocks, and then I noticed how tiny they were and returned it. I finally figured, hey, this is Mystery Anime Theater 3000, so why don't I pick something anime-related? And, well, as you can see, this is Analyzer from Space Battleship Yamato, or IQ-9, from Star Blazers, if you will, and I detailed him a bit using some Legos. I'm sorry, did I say Legos? I meant Lego bricks. Remember, Lego doesn't like when you call Legos Legos. You must call them Lego bricks. Obviously, you remove this part, and paint the beak silver, and paint the inside of the mouth black, preferably without dropping it.
I epoxied the skirt and torso together, so that's going to stay in there. Unfortunately, it is a little bit crooked, but nobody's going to know unless I point it out to them. It is. The lower ring is actually from a hamburger press.
I've still got the rest of it!
And these little things here, there we go, are from an indoor hockey puck. This thing, and if you look carefully, you might be able to see one in there, are both from a from this kind of lamp, basically. The trigger is from a spray paint trigger attachment, and just a piece of fishing line there, and of course hot glue. Lots of hot glue there. Yep.
I also bought some alternative heads. The heads twist off and actually fit quite nicely into the retaining ring.
If you're wondering how he